Original post. These past 4 days have been the worst of my life. Someone please tell me what to do next because I don't know how to handle anything. I think that my best friend's wife told him that she had an affair with me because I see posts like this on Reddit. My 35-year-old wife and I have been married for 8 years. This is about my friend Josh, 35 years old, and his wife Mary, 34 years old. They have 2 great kids. I've known Josh since my first year of college, and we're still friends. We've always liked technology together, and he's the first person I call when I need to talk. Josh has been seeing Mary for 5 years now. Let's just say that Mary's values are very different from mine and my wife's. She talks a lot, is sneaky, and only wants attention. For 4 years, Josh and Mary had been seeing each other on and off. They broke up a lot, but after a few months, they always got back together. Mary breaks up with Josh and then gets him back every time. Also, I know that Mary cheated on Josh with at least 2 guys while they were dating, but she got Josh to believe that she wasn't giving the relationship enough attention. Josh always thinks it's his fault that Mary is unhappy. Also, my wife knows about all of this and has never been close to Mary. We do, however, see her a lot when we go to parties with our friends. There was an affair between Josh and Mary's coworker that she had before they got married last year. Josh found out about it last month. It was clear that Josh was broken, so he stayed with us for a week before going back to face Mary and kick her out of the house. Josh bought the house before they got married and she wouldn't leave, so he had to call the police. From what we know, Mary moved back in with her folks. Josh asked for a divorce last week, and I've been by his side the whole time. Mary and her dad went to Josh's house last Saturday to get their stuff. Josh had been told to leave the house when they arrived, but he was still there to make sure she didn't take anything that wasn't hers while she was there. After a fight with Mary, Mary told Josh that she slept with me while they were married and that they did it in their bedroom. All of this is not true at all. I have never been close to Mary because I knew she was trouble. I think her only goal is to hurt Josh. Josh became very angry after what happened and came to our house. I could tell he was upset because I saw that he was. He began swearing at me and saying I had slept with Mary as soon as I opened the door. The kids were not home, which was a good thing, but my wife and I were, and what he said shocked both of us. He tried to hit me, but luckily he only hit my shoulder. That way I was able to take him down and calm him down. I kept telling him that what Mary told him was not true, and that I had never been alone with her in my whole life. He left after my wife said she would call the police. After he left, my wife couldn't calm down at all. I had to work hard for hours to calm her down and show her that Mary was using Josh. I work from home and don't leave my kids or wife very often. She seems to believe me, but she's been different for 4 days now. A lot of my close friends heard from Josh that I was seeing Mary. He's not answering when my wife or I call. My wife tried to call Mary, but she wasn't available either. Everyone in my group of friends, even Josh, thinks I'm the biggest jerk for dating his wife. It's not clear to me how to show that this is not true. I'm just really angry. Could someone please tell me what to do next? Top tip: talk to a lawyer before reading the update. Find out if you can sue Mary for libel. I'm not kidding. You should be able to show that she is telling lies, and she is hurting your life and image in real ways. If a lawyer says you have a case, you should file right away. Good idea might be the only way I can get Mary to tell me the truth. Yes, you should at least tell her you might sue her for slander. Really, that's not right, dude. From what I know, I don't understand why your wife and friends don't believe you. But it sounds like you need to say no to clear the air. That you did it, and if someone doesn't believe you, offer proof. You should also say that you're still happy to be friends, but won't be talking about what happened. Their pick. You should be gentle with your wife, but you should still tell her she needs to believe you. Or you too need to go to therapy. She should be able to do any kind of research to make sure you're telling the truth. Do not cut corners. And don't be treated differently because you can't show that something is false. That's what I would do anyway. Oh man, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm going to pray for you. That your friend has terminal weakling syndrome, dude. It's not easy to be sure that he didn't do this. This is why harmful lies like these are so dangerous. Unless he gives specifics like dates, times, etc., and he can show that he was doing something else, like being somewhere else. Mary doesn't seem like she wants to do it, though. For his wife, He can offer to check his phone or ask for a list of his calls to show her that they haven't talked. First, I want to thank the person who commented and everyone else who said we should sue for slander. I couldn't stop thinking about how to get Mary to tell the truth and make Josh believe that I had forgotten all about going to court. We couldn't say anything new until we got a statement from Mary, so I wasn't able to do so. My wife and I thought about whether we could sue Mary for defamation after writing and reading all the comments. Some of you told me I should take a polygraph test. My wife smiled when I asked if we should find a place for that. And she said she has no doubts about me at all. But we can't let anyone question that I cheated on Mary. We can't let her kids think I had an affair with Mary because our kids are friends with her kids. She only asked that we be strong and get this fixed right away. We sent a message to the friend of my wife's mother, who is a very experienced lawyer, in the morning. We called her at the time she told us in the morning and told her what was going on. She told us to go to court, but she doesn't deal with cases like ours. Instead, she gave us the number of another lawyer in her company and set up a meeting for noon with her. We went to see her and talked about it. The lawyer told us that we could sue Mary because she made false claims. He also said that what Josh said about me was slander because it was an attack on my character, and we could show that it caused us emotional distress. She did say, though, that a defamation case takes a long time, costs a lot of money, and can last for years. She said Mary's case is weak and she won't want to go to court. So we should let her off the hook by telling her to write down why what she said was not true. Even more, since she lied to Josh. We would need Josh to repeat what she said. The specifics won't be given here, but I may write them in the comments later. But we planned to send her a letter saying that we were going to sue for libel. The lawyer worked on this, and we learned that Mary got a letter at her folks' house on Friday morning. We warned her in the letter that we would sue her by the end of the month if she didn't give us written proof that what she said was not true. The letter also told Mary that she should only talk about this with the law company. As planned, we sent Josh a message telling him that we were going to sue Mary for defamation because she told lies about the affair. We would do everything possible to show that the claims are not true. Our lawyers will get in touch with you next week, and we hope you'll help them out and tell them exactly what she said to you. The doorbell rang on Saturday morning while my wife was sitting with our kids and I was making breakfast. The doorbell camera showed that Josh and Mary were outside the door. I told my wife to stay back and not open the door, but she ran right through it. When she opened it, she yelled at Josh. When she's mad, she's scary. She's only 5 feet 10 inches tall, but she called him names and asked how he could ruin our lives when we were there for him when he was at his lowest. Josh kept saying he just wanted to talk to me, and he kept saying it. My wife looked down at him, yelled at him, and told him to go away. Mary then spoke up and said she was sorry for what she said, that Josh was hurting her while she was packing, and she had just said that to him. I thought I was safe when I saw on the breakfast table that the Ring camera had recorded the whole conversation, including Mary admitting she had lied. I was so relieved at the time that I had proof that she was telling the truth. We sent the video to our lawyer, who gave it the thumbs up and called us briefly to say that we should meet on Monday to talk about the next steps. After about an hour, Josh texted our group of friends that he had done something terrible. The rest of the day was great. I took my kids to their Saturday activities and played with them, while my wife talked on the phone with all of my friends' wives and her friends about what happened. I told her not to send a Ring video of Josh and me from last week, and not to tell them about Mary's affair because Josh told us in private, and we should respect that. Everyone was shocked. When I wrote my last post, I said that all of my friends hate me. However, this week 4 of my friends called me to ask what was going on. They told me they knew how crazy Mary was and asked how they could help me. One of those friends was the one Josh called. He told me that Josh told him that Mary had an affair with me, and he had filed for divorce, leaving out the part about her cheating on her coworker. About Josh, we still plan to file for TROs against him and Mary next week. The lawyer said we should be able to get it for Josh, as there is clear evidence of danger, but Mary might be a long shot. We will see what to do from there. As for our friendship, it's done. It ended the minute he decided to hit me instead of at least asking me if it was true. I can't have people like him around my wife and kids. He was a great friend, but my family and their safety have a way higher priority than him. For Mary, I guess she wins. My wife still wants to push to get her to pay our legal fees. We will see what to do on Monday. However, she was able to destroy Josh's support system with one lie. I was helping Josh through the whole divorce process, but he's on his own now. I also do not think many of my friends would be kind to him after the nonsense he tried to do at my house. I feel bad for him, and I know he needs support and professional help. However, I did my part, and I hope he understands what's right for him in the future. Thanks again for so many helpful comments. My wife also wants to thank all of you, and I'm glad that this is over now. Still not the a-hole, but so Josh is still going to stay with her after she said he was abusing her, and that compelled her false confession, even though her dad was with her, and then backpedaled further by saying he misconstrued things, she said. He's got problems. I'd send him the screenshot of her message essentially placing the blame on him for misunderstanding her lie instead of her making it up in the first place, but he's a point-blank said, "Josh is an idiot and has created such a big mess." And he did say nothing finally. You legally notified her of your intention of an attorney and to direct all communication through said attorney. She violated that order by coming to your home and again later by directly messaging you further. Your attorney asked that she make the statement in writing, not in person or over the phone. You're lucky your camera caught the confession, but your attorney should be able to get an order against her violating the terms of your consent. This letter sounds like they deserve each other at this point. Yeah, they do. OP unfortunately needs to realize his whole life is gone. She's fundamentally changed him for the worse as a person, and he has no hope of returning to the person he once was until she's out of his life. Last story. Am I the a-hole for not doing anything to prevent my female 35 husband male 35 from cheating with his work wifey, female 25? So I met work wifey last Thursday at a Christmas party. She introduced herself as work wifey and called my husband work hubby and told that to everyone. When she saw me, she just exclaimed, "Oh, we are like two totally different people." How is that not weird at all? We don't know each other. No, I mean because your husband and I get along so well. We totally get each other and have a lot in common, totally. That's why I like my work hubby. I didn't know what a manic pixie dream girl was, but apparently she was one, and apparently it was something to brag about. I just found the whole thing very amusing, but on our way home it wasn't very amusing anymore. I felt a little bit of fear watching my husband's profile, wondering what was going on in his head. He has told me about his new colleague, that he got along with her, told me that she was great at her job and that she was a gamer like him. I don't even know how to hold a joystick properly. Not even sure if it's called a joystick anymore. Geez, I sound like a boomer, don't I? I know that they text a lot too, even on weekends. I never thought about that before. Now I found myself sat at a toilet seat at 3:30 a.m., scrolling through his phone and totally silent not to wake him up. She's very youthful and quirky, her words, not mine. She's very funny too, again her words, not mine. She calls him S and hubby in every text, and in one text, she warned him that men fall easily for her, and that she just wanted to give him the heads up. I guess it is because she's a youthful, quirky, funny, manic pixie dream girl gamer. Her last text was from the same evening after we left a party. She wrote that she was pissed that he didn't say goodbye before leaving, and that I was a bit surprising to her because she didn't expect him to have this type. OMG, your wife is boring. I didn't expect that. I felt ashamed when I came to my senses, cowering over his phone and reading weird and very juvenile messages, instead of being sound asleep beside my husband. That makes me safe in our relationship, but I couldn't help but agree with manic wifey in some parts. Why is he continually engaging with her? He doesn't flirt back, nor does he initiate conversations, but he doesn't really shut her down. My husband can be stupid in not noticing. Flirting, but I feel that this is beyond being stupid. Does he enjoy the attention, or worse, does he reciprocate it? In that case, she is not wrong. And what is he doing with someone like me who is totally different from whatever is going on between them? Today I had my usual brunch with my mom and sister-in-law. They said that I was an a-hole for not nipping it at the bud, and by it, they meant the budding affair. I disagreed and tried to explain that I couldn't be in a relationship where I needed to stand guard to keep away temptations. I want the marriage where he is with me because he wants to be with me, and if he cheats, then he doesn't want to be with me. My mother was the one who got most upset and called me an a-hole and said that this wasn't a mature thing to do. I need to tell my husband to end his friendship because if I didn't, then I let him cheat. Am I an a-hole? I can't believe what life this is that they want me to lead, and how it is so normal for my family to think that way. I want a willing husband, not a prisoner. I want someone who wants me 100% or nothing, not the a-hole. But I would be having a conversation with your husband about it and telling him how you feel. Whether he's initiating the conversation or flirting or not doesn't really matter. If he's entertaining the conversation, regardless, his colleague is bold, that's for sure. I can't believe she had the audacity to introduce herself to you as his work wife, and then turned around to talk badly about you to your husband. She's fishing him to see what he thinks about his wife. Yes, she gave him an opening to criticize her. Awful woman. The work wife and work hubby crap needs to be shut down now. It's totally inappropriate, and your husband needs to put an end to it. Ask him how he would feel if you were engaging in this behavior with another man. We had a work wife and work hubby at my job. They thought it was harmless and cute. Then they left their long-term partners to be together. Their relationship lasted for 2 months, and now they hate each other. Who wants to work with their partner?